Alright, so in this video, I'm just going to be showcasing Willer in action, kind of showcasing all his different abilities in the actual game. So before we get to that, I'm just going to kind of show each of the ones we're going to see in battle. So this level 150 ability, get an additional 5% bonus gold in battle per slime. So if you're using Willer in normal mode, we're going to get 5% bonus gold. If we're using Willer in hard mode, we're actually going to get 10% bonus gold, 5% for Willer, and then another 5% for whatever accompanying slime you're using alongside Willer. Golden Shield, we're going to get immunity to all damage for 6 seconds while the skill's active. Then he has a passive, so slain enemies have a 40% chance to drop an additional 40 silver coins. And then while this final passive, while the Golden Shield's active, killing enemies is going to drop additional 2 gold and 2 silver. These silver coin bonuses late game aren't going to be really helpful at all, but just having the additional gold from this final passive, as well as some of these passive abilities that give bonus gold and that level 150 milestone ability giving bonus gold, are all going to help. So just this first one, so if I go over and I'm going to actually just pick a normal stage here, and then we're going to just fight through a wave. First, I'll show you with Volcan, and I am going to do a separate video just kind of showcasing a full round of farming with Volcan versus doing Willer and just how that affects it. So I just completed one wave with Volcan. I'm getting 652 gold. You can ignore that extra 98. That's just from some monthly card bonus I have. But if we go through equip Willer and we're actually going to fight that same stage, now we're going to see that bonus gold every wave. I'm expecting to get a little more gold anyways, and then an additional 5% gold. So going through this same wave, we're going to just stop right after wave 1. And then right here, I'm going to make sure it actually gives me that bonus gold. And then right when I go to leave, we're going to see I'm getting 672. It's not a lot when you're just taking into account one wave, but over the entirety of a round, you are going to get a decent amount of gold, which is nice. And now actually I'm going to hop back in here, and then we're going to showcase his other abilities. So his main active ability, this just invincibility one, and actually in order to showcase this a little more effectively, I'm going to go over to round 12 just because I do want to die a little quicker in order to actually use it. But as soon as we actually start seeing the enemies getting to Willer, he's going to use that ability, and then he has a little shimmering area by him. And then for the next 6 seconds after he uses the ability, if I tone down the speed a little, you'll see it does last a lot longer. But he's just getting that immunity, which is nice because it's going to shield him from any damage and actually going to make him survive a lot longer than he typically would. Now, for this next couple, I'm actually going to go back to an earlier stage just because it's going to be a little easier to see when it's less chaotic on the map. So I'm going to go back to stage 10, and I'm going to slow the speed down. So this next passive we're looking at is the 40% chance to get an additional 40 silver coins. So right here, you see most of the time I'm getting 10 gold per or 10 silver per enemy, but there actually is a 40% chance where instead you're going to see I'm getting 50 silver per enemy. This is just nice because it's bonus silver. It's not going to help you a lot in general, because by the time you're using Willer, most of the time you actually do want to have your talents already maxed out with gold, but for whatever reason, if you don't, you're going to be able to get some extra silver coins to even help you if you are actively playing and trying to upgrade. If you're playing in the league mode, in general, I wouldn't recommend utilizing Willer, but the league mode does have some additional upgrades available with silver coins. Now, the final passive, which I'm going to showcase, is just the bonus gold and silver we're going to get when Willer's ability is active. So I'm going to manually activate his ability here, and you're going to see instead of getting the standard amount of gold and silver, I'm actually getting like 32 gold. And then here, we'll trigger it again here. So we're getting like 34 gold, 12 silver. So your gold and silver you're going to earn is going to slightly increase anytime this ability is active. So if you are manually playing, technically, if you know you can beat the wave, you're just going to want to spam this as much as you can. Or if you go into settings, I mean, you can have it set to range or counter, but that's not going to really maximize the amount of gold you're going to get, just because you're going to have to wait to take damage. Right now mine's set to counter, so until I actually take damage, that ability is not going to activate. But that's probably the better way as far as trying to survive the wave. If I'm struggling with surviving, you are going to want to time it a little. But that's all for this video. I'm going to have a few more later out on Willer and then just farming in general. But thanks for watching, and let me know if there's anything else you want to see.